So what we have done last class, we have finished with packing efficiency, correct? And I hope you remember what is packing efficiency is. Packing efficiency is the percentage of total space which is occupied by the particle. Okay. And I have given you the formula also. How are you going to calculate the packing efficiency? To calculate the packing efficiency, first you need to calculate the volume of the atoms which are present, okay, into the number of atoms, okay, volume of the total atoms, and then divided by the volume of that particular unit cell. Okay, so you need to calculate the total volume of that unit cell and then divide it by the volume of the atom. When you multiply by 100, you will be able to get the packing efficiency. Percentage you will get, okay, how much percentage of the particles are being occupied. Okay, that is all about packing efficiency. Now to calculate this, in the simple cubic you have seen, no, first you need to calculate volume of the atom. So in the simple cube, I'll just revise this first, okay, so that you remember the steps, what you are supposed to do, okay, because the idea is similar, concept is similar, okay, but the numbers will be different, that's it. So here, in the simple cube, you know the number of atom is 1. So you will take 1 into the volume of the atom, correct, no? And volume of the atom is 4 by 3 pi r cube. So you will get this part. First part you will be able to get. Okay, that is volume occupied by the atoms. 1 into 4 by 3 pi r cube. Next thing what you have to calculate, total volume of the unit cell. Okay, and this unit cell which you are taking, it's a cubic unit cell. What is the speciality of the cubic unit cell? The cubic unit cell is the one where all the sides are equal. Okay, that is the length. Okay, if I have this unit cell, okay, here the length, the breadth and the height, okay, all the sides are equal. So we consider that as A. So it will be A into A into A. That will be A cube. So volume of the unit cell, you are going to calculate the second part. Okay, A cube you need to calculate. Now, how are you going to get the A value? A value is got by considering the atoms which are present on that edge length. Okay, so in the simple cube, you know that one atom is present over here. Another atom is exactly next to it. Okay, so here you can see two atoms are occupying the edge length. Okay, but how much part of that atom comes to this edge length? You can see only the radius part comes to this edge length, okay, of one atom. Only this radius part comes, and for the another atom also only the radius part will come here. So that r plus r. So if you know the radius of this atom, only then you will be able to calculate the edge length. Okay, so then here r plus r will give you a value, that is 2r. Okay, so you got 2r, then you have to cube. So here you need to find the relationship. Okay, before you find the volume of the unit cell, your job is to get the relationship between the edge length and the r. Okay, and if you want that r value and edge length value, you should see that atoms are exactly in contact with each other. Okay, if they are far away from each other, you can't get a and r relationship. I hope you are getting my point, what I'm saying. Remember this point, what I said just now. Okay, if you want A and R relationship, you should see that the atoms are exactly in contact with each other. Okay, so once you get that A value, you cube them. Okay, you will get the A cube value. Then you are supposed to divide. Your third point is to calculate that packing efficiency, dividing these two things. Okay, that is the first one divided by the second one into 100. When you do, you will get packing efficiency. These are the main steps. Okay, what I said. First thing, you should calculate the volume of the atoms. Second thing, you should calculate the volume of the unit cell. To calculate the unit cell, you have two steps. Okay, one is to calculate the A value. Okay, A value you will get with the radius of the atom. Okay, so you should see that atoms are exactly in contact in that edge length. Or if they are not, then you should find some or the other way to get the relationship between A and R. Okay, so then cube them. Once you cube them, then you'll get the volume of the unit cell, then divide both into 100 will give you packing efficiency. Okay, this is the concept, what you need to follow throughout for everything. Okay, so let's start with the next one now, packing efficiency for the second one. So I will explain here briefly first, then we'll go in detail how you are supposed to write. Okay, so let's see for packing efficiency in the face-centered unit cell. I've told you face-centered, they can ask you as FCC, or even they will give you HCP or CCP. Okay, FCC is face-centered unit cell, HCP is hexagonal close packing, Okay, that's cubic close packing only. And then here you are having CCP. Okay, all of these are having the same arrangement. Their packing efficiency comes out as same value. Okay, so we are going to just to do one calculation. But in case if they ask you in the exam, remember these are the different things they will ask you. Okay, either they will ask you as HCP, FCC or CCP, but all of them give you same packing efficiency. Okay, now see how is face centered atom. If you remember, face centered unit cell where you have 8 atoms at the corner, correct? No, see here 8 atom, 1 atom here, this white ones are there, no, they are that corner atoms. Okay, so you are having like that 8 atoms, one here, then behind you have second, then we have third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and then one more is there behind this. Okay, that will be the 8th one. So 8 corner atom, and then you are having one atom each on the faces. Okay, every faces you will be seeing one atom. Okay, this one, this blue color one is there, no, that will be the face centered atom. Okay, so we need to calculate now the packing efficiency for this face centered. So now how to calculate? Before that, we will calculate the number of atoms which are present in this unit cell. Okay, how much is the number of atom? Now I want you all to answer me. To calculate packing efficiency, you should know the volume, correct? No, volume of the atoms divided by total volume of the unit cell, volume of the unit cell. Okay, into 100. Yes, very good, correct. 4 is the value, no? Number of atoms for the FCC is 4. So that means the first part, how I can write here, this one, the first part, this is the first part, volume of the atom. So that means we have 4 atoms. So I should write 4 into volume of each sphere. Volume of each sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Correct, no? So I will get volume of the atom here. This first part will be over. Agree? Yes, very good. Understood, I think. Okay, this part is clear. So our first part will get over there. Now divided by, we need to calculate the total volume of the unit cell. Okay. So to calculate the total volume of the unit cell, that is A cube. You should get A and R relationship. Okay. Now see, observe this. I'll go to the next page. Okay. See here, I have taken this figure. So it will be easier. So I've gone to the next one. So we need to calculate the volume of the unit cell, correct? So see this figure. We are going to take only one face, okay? Because everywhere the arrangements are similar, okay? Face centered atom, you know, here one atom is present, here one atom, one face centered atom, and then you will have here and then here on this side. Okay, so this is how the arrangement is. Now on this length, the A value, if I take this as, this is the A value, you know, all the sides are equal. This is A and this side is also A. Okay, but now you see here on this edge length, you don't have exactly atoms coming in contact with each other. They are not exactly in contact. There is a gap. You can see there is a gap. So this one you can't consider now. Even the sides are equal, but then I can't get A and R relationship. So if you want R, where exactly the atoms are in contact? Here, this side you see. Okay. On this face, you can see atoms are exactly in contact. So face centered means on the face the atoms will be in contact with each other. Okay, so that is portrayed in the next picture. Okay, the second picture you can see there we have portrayed only the face centered atom, so that is enough for us. Okay, so here we have portrayed those face atoms. I have one atom here, then the second one, and then we have third one. Okay, so this side is A and this side is also A. Yeah, now you have to get the relationship between A and R. So now see 3 atoms are there, no? But how much part is coming over here on the diagonal? This is also called as face diagonal, okay? So I can get only R part, only the radius part comes over here of this corner A atom, okay? Only the radius part is coming. Come to this second atom. Second atom you can see here, full diameter is coming, correct, no? So that means the full center atom is coming over here. So this will be R plus R. Okay, you know the radius and the diameter relationship. No, diameter is equal to 2r. So here r plus r, 2r you'll get. Again, the third corner C atom, okay, only the radius part is coming. Okay, so only here is where the atoms are exactly in contact with each other. So now we can get R and A relationship. Okay, so you are going to use this diagonal, and then these two sides together. So if you join it together, you will get a right angle triangle. Okay, so when you get a right angle triangle, you can apply Pythagoras theorem here. Okay, so we are going to apply Pythagoras theorem and get the relationship between A and R. Okay, so I'll write here in triangle. Do not copy this, students. Later I will give you what you are supposed to write. Now I'm just explaining you briefly, okay, what you are supposed to do. So in triangle ABC, okay, what is Pythagoras theorem saying? Pythagoras theorem says that the hypotenuse square is equal to sum of the side square, correct? No, so here hypotenuse is AC, okay, so that is AC. Hypotenuse is AC square is equal to sum of the side square. So here side is AB and the other side is BC. So I can write AB square plus BC square. Okay, AB square plus BC square. So now you can substitute the value. So here this whole diagonal, face diagonal, that you can take as B first and then you can substitute later. So I am considering that as B first because that length is different, no, than compared to the side. Okay, it is little longer than compared to the other sides. So that I am taking as B square, and this AB square is A square, no, sides are equal. So A square plus A square. Then you can substitute what is B value. Okay, on that B diagonal you are seeing that three atoms are occupied. Okay, in that only half of this radius is coming and then full diameter comes and then again half radius is coming. So that value comes out as R plus 2R plus R. Okay, that is 4R, which is B value. Okay, this is B value. AC value is this much. So that we can substitute over here. Okay, that is B value. So 4R the whole square is equal to A square plus A square will be 2A square. Correct. Now you can open this square, you can remove. Okay, open the bracket. 16R square I'll get here and then 2A square. So A square is equal to 16 by 2 R square, correct? No, then you remove that square you take to the other side, it will come as root. Okay, so I can write this as this. You can still make it simple. 2 8s are 16, correct? No, so I'll get A root A is equal to root 8 R square. Okay, so root 8 R square will be how much? Root 8 R square will be this. I can still simplify. It is 2 into 4 R square. Okay, so 2 doesn't have any root. Yeah, you can just write as root 2 and then root of 4 is 2, correct? No, so I'll write that 2 outside. So 2 root 2 and R square and root will be R. So A value is 2 root 2. Okay, this will be the value of A. Then you have to cube them. Okay, so you need to cube this value. A cube you need to do to calculate the volume of the unit cell. Okay, so that will be 2 root 2 R the whole cube. Okay, then you will get the volume of the unit cell. Then we have already got the volume of the this one. See, we have already got the volume of the atom, that is 4 into 4 by 3 pi r cube. So this you need to divide it together with this value and then you will get the percentage. Okay, so this is the brief idea I gave you. So now we will start with the derivation. You can start writing down. Once again, when I'm doing here, you will be able to get the clear picture. Okay, so you can write down, students. This I've given you yesterday, okay, to draw this part. So we are going to take atoms only which are present on the diagonal. Okay, so these are the atoms which we have on the diagonal side. So our radius comes over here from this corner to this part. Only the radius part has been occupied. Okay, and here you can see full diameter is occupied. So R plus R, and this is again the radius part. Okay, so that B value will be equal to 4R. So this B value comes out as 4R. Okay, this we have done at this side. Okay, now we'll go for that derivation part. You can start writing. Okay, see. You will start your derivation saying that let the edge length or the side of the cube be equal to a, and that radius of the particle be r. So r will be the radius of the particle and the edge length be a. Okay, systematically you have to start your derivation. And then this phase diagonal, I told you the atoms which are present on the face, they are, okay, when you join them together, that diagonal will be called as phase diagonal. So here AC is the phase diagonal which we are taking as B. Okay, that value is little different than compared to the side. So we consider that as B. Okay, now you have to apply Pythagoras theorem for this A, B and then C. Okay, this triangle, right angle triangle, and get the A and R relationship. Okay, you can't take A and B length because there you have seen atoms are not exactly in contact with each other. So you will get a gap. So you won't get the relationship between A and R. So we are taking this right angle triangle. Okay, so in triangle ABC, when you apply Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse is AC. So AC square is equal to BC square plus AB square. Okay, or you can write AB square plus BC square, one and the same thing. Now you substitute the value. Okay, AC square, which we consider that as B. Okay, so AC we have considered as B. So B square is equal to BC are the BC and AB are the two sides which are equal for a cube. Okay, so you can substitute those two value will be A square plus A square. So 2A square. Okay, so you will get B square value as 2A square and B will come as root 2A. Okay, and you know R is the radius of the sphere, so you can get the B value also in terms of radius now. Okay, so B value is equal to 4R. Okay, that you have seen here, this. Okay, this R plus the remaining 2R and the last one. Okay, one more R. So that B value is equal to 4R. Now we will substitute that in this equation. Okay, so we will get 4R is equal to root 2A. Then write in terms of A because we need the edge length. No, so we need to write in terms of A. So you will write A is equal to 4R divided by root 2. Okay. So you got now edge length. Still if you simplify you will get 2 root 2 R. Okay. If you want you can remember only this much. If you still want to simplify you can simplify and write as 2 root 2 R. Okay, next I'm going for the next part, calculation of volume of the unit cell, cubic unit cell. So you cube the value now, whatever A value you have got. So we will write as A cube. So A cube will be 2 root 2 R the whole cube. Okay, now if you remove this bracket, the cube thing, okay, so you will get 2 into 2 into 2 and then you will get root 2 into root 2 into root 2 and then R cube. Okay, so this value will come out as how much? 2 into 2 into 2. That will be 8. Correct. No, and root 2 into root 2 is 2. So 8 into 2 will be 16. Yeah, 16 root 2. Okay. So you will get this value as 16. I'll write it over here. This will come as 16 root 2 R the whole cube. Okay. Then you come to the volume of the sphere. This was our calculation for calculating the volume of the unit cell. Okay, now come to the calculation of number of atoms which are present and the volume of the sphere. So volume of the sphere, one sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. But it is face-centered atom and you know the number of atoms in FCC unit cell is 4. 4 atoms are present in FCC. So you will write volume occupied by 4 spheres. So volume occupied by 4 sphere will be 4 into 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, 4 into 4 by 3 pi r cube. That you can multiply and write 4 into 4, 16 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, so this will be the volume occupied by 4 sphere. Then you have to substitute in packing efficiency formula. Okay, after this is done, you should write packing efficiency formula correctly, where you will write volume occupied by 4 sphere in the unit cell divided by total volume of the unit cell into 100. Okay, then you can substitute these two values. So that will be 16 by 3 pi r cube, then divided by this 2 root 2 r, the whole cube. Okay, which you have seen comes out as 16 root 2 r cube. Okay, so that I can substitute here. I'll write and show you here. It will be 16 pi by 3, 16 pi r cube divided by 16 root 2 r cube, okay, into 100. Now here r cube and r cube you can cancel. 16 and 16 you can cancel, correct? No? So what will be remaining? You will be remaining with the pi divided by 3 into root 2 into 100, okay? So you see how much is the percentage you are getting if you divide pi by 3 root 2. Pi value is 3.14. Divide and check how much you are getting. Yes, all of you are getting the same value, 74. 74 something you'll get. So this overall percentage, okay, will be 74, okay. So that means what? 74 percentage of the total space is occupied, okay. This is occupied by the atom, and the remaining space, that is around 26 percentage, is occupied by the void, okay. So that is getting wasted in the form of the void, and only 74% is being occupied, okay. Approximately we are taking that as 74 percentage. Yeah, now let's go for the last one, packing efficiency. We need to calculate in BCC, okay. So in body centered, atoms, one atom is exactly present in the center of that unit cell, and then we have 8 corner atom, okay. So now here, to calculate the packing efficiency for this body centered, first we will find out what is the volume of that atoms, okay. How many atoms in BCC? Quickly tell me how many atoms we have in BCC. 2, correct? No? So I should write here 2 into volume of the sphere. So that is 4 by 3 pi r cube. So this part will get over here. So 2 into 4 by 3 pi r cube, you will get volume of the atom which is occupied, okay, in this unit cell. Now your next job is to calculate the volume of that unit cell, okay. So that means you need to get A and R relationship. Now to get this A and R relationship, I told you, you should have atoms exactly in contact with each other. So now since it is body centered, okay, one atom which is present over here, this one atom, this one, second one, okay, this blue one you can see, and then the behind one, okay. So they will be exactly in contact with each other, okay. I have shown the next picture below, you can see here. Okay, this is how body centered atoms, okay, will be in contact with each other. See now this atom, corner atom, okay, like if you consider your room from one corner, okay, top corner to the, take diagonally to the bottom of the another corner. So if you do like that, you will get that body diagonal. Okay, this diagonal what we get, no, see I have taken from one corner A to F, okay. This is in the front and that F1 is behind, okay. So if you do like that, you will get body diagonal, okay. So they are in contact with each other, okay. These atom which is present at A, okay, corner A, and then one center atom which is present in the center of the unit cell, then I have F atom, okay. So this will give you the R value, okay, because here atoms are in contact. So here how much will be that value? Only half of the atom is coming. So that means I have only R part of it coming, okay, over here on the diagonal. Then I have this full atom, correct? No? So this value is going to be R plus R. And here you see towards the F corner, I have only half of the atom coming inside. So I will get this R part, okay. So total value is going to be 4R. So that will be the C value. So if you want now to calculate the relationship between A and this R, I need to know this value as well, correct? No? This one, okay? Because if you join them, you will get a right angle triangle. So you know this value is A because it is the edge length, okay? This value we know it is A. AD value, I'm talking about A and D length, okay? This is A value, we know that, okay? This is A and this we got it as 4R, okay? So, but I need this, FD value also to calculate the relationship, okay. So now how much will be this FD? That FD you can calculate by taking this triangle, okay. So I need to consider this triangle, that is EFD, okay. You can see here EFD triangle I should take, apply Pythagoras theorem to this one, then I will get how much is the B value. Okay, so if I apply Pythagoras theorem here, okay, in triangle EFD if I take, so there, okay, the hypotenuse is FD, this one is hypotenuse, okay, this part, okay, the B one you can see here, FD, that's the hypotenuse. So FD square is equal to EF square plus ED square, okay. So FD value is B, okay, that you take as B because that length is little different, and the other sides are A, okay. So I can write as A square and A square. So B square is equal to A square plus A square. So here B value will be equal to root 2A. Finally, I am writing. Okay, so this B value will be root 2A. Correct, no? Getting the point? No, B length and C length is different. No, B isn't equal to C. If you calculate this length, so that is equal to root 2A. This is root 2A and that will be root 3A. So it's different, okay? The length is different. So this diagonal here, we got B value now. So you know now this is root 2A and this AD value is A and the other side C is 4R. So now you can calculate the R and A relationship. Okay, so you have two steps now here. Because we didn't knew this value, B length we didn't knew. So we had to take this triangle EFD and calculate the B value. Now once you got the B value, now you can get the relationship. So I am taking now this triangle AFD. Okay, next one is triangle. I will do it here. Okay, this I am doing it just for you to understand. Later we will go in detail. Okay, in triangle AFD. Okay, so their hypotenuse is AF. Okay, so AF square is equal to AD square plus FD square. Okay, so now how much is AF? AF is that C value. No, you can directly write 4R. Okay, because you know that value is 4R. So 4R the whole square is equal to AD is how much? AD is A. So A square plus FD is how much? FD value is root 2A the whole square. Okay, root 2A the whole square. So here I will get, open the bracket. So I will get 16R square is equal to this. If you open up, you will get A square plus root 2 the whole square is 2 itself, correct? No, and then you have A square. So A square plus 2A square, 3A square. Okay, and then here I have 16R square. Then I can find out A value, no? So A square is equal to 16 by 3 R square. Then take the root. So A is equal to root of 16 by 3 R square. So that will give you root of 16. So that will be 4, correct, no? And root of R square will be R divided by, you don't have the exact 1 for 3, so it will be root 3 itself. Okay, so you'll get 4R by root 3. So that will be A value. After this, what you should do? Cube them. Okay, so you need to cube this. So your, A value will be 4R by root 3. Okay, getting the point? So A cube will be how much? A cube will be 4R by root 3 the whole cube. Okay, so when you cube them, 4 into 4 into 4, 4 into 4, 16, 16 into 4, 64, correct? No? 64 R cube divided by root 3 into root 3 into root 3. So root 3 into root 3 is 3 itself. Then again you have root 3. So 3 root 3. Okay, so this will give you A cube value, and we know the volume of the atom we have already got. So you need to substitute over here 64 R cube divided by 3 root 3 into 100. Okay, so then you will get 1%. That we will see later. So this is the brief idea what I gave you. Okay, to calculate packing efficiencies in BCC, what you have to do is, again I am repeating this, to calculate packing efficiency in BCC, okay, first you will calculate the number of atom. Okay, that part is actually little easier to calculate. Number of atoms in BCC, number of atoms are 2, and then you have to multiply by that volume of the atom, that is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, so this first part is fine, I believe. Second part, you need to calculate volume of the unit cell. To calculate the volume of the unit cell, you should get the relationship between A and R. Okay, A and R, you should get the relationship. Now, how do you get the relationship between A and R? Okay, I told you should see the atoms which are exactly in contact with each other. Now, in body-centered, okay, in body-centered unit cell, you have atoms exactly touching on the body diagonal, okay, over here. Here where the atoms are exactly in contact, okay. So that value comes out as 4R. This R plus R, and then this another R, okay. So this value is 4R, okay. And we know this side is A because side of the cube. This value is A, okay. So you know two sides. You don't know this third one. So this has to be calculated, okay. This FD value has to be calculated. Now, if you want to calculate FD, you have see the other two sides, that is EF and ED. Those two sides are equal, no? So if you know these two sides, then you can calculate the third one using Pythagoras theorem. So how much value you do you get over here? You will get that as root 2a, okay, when you do the whole calculation. So you'll get this as root 2a, and this value you know it is a. Again, apply Pythagoras theorem for this triangle AFD. Okay, then you'll get relationship. Then cube them. Then substitute here, you will get packing efficiency. Okay, so let's start with that part now. Okay, now draw this cube at this side. Give the heading packing efficiency in BCC. Draw this unit cell at this side. Neatly you draw the unit cell. So you will draw, see how you are going to draw. Be very careful. One atom over here. Okay, on this corner towards your side. Okay, facing towards your side. One in the center and one facing towards that side. Okay, little far from you. Don't take it on the face. Many of the students do this mistake. They don't know how to draw the figure. Okay, so diagram you do it properly. So one is towards you, okay, near you, and one is to the other side. Okay, not on the face, it is on the diagonal, body diagonal. And take only half of this. Okay, here only half should come, and here also only half of that should come, and here in the center one full atom should come. Okay, this center. Now label them. So A, B, C, E, F, D, E, F, G, H. Okay. After labeling, label this side. All the sides are equal for the cube. So this will be A. Everywhere it is A. Sides are A. Okay. Because all the sides are equal. It's a cube. Now to calculate this one, this relationship, okay, where atoms are in contact, we need to calculate this diagonal. So you draw one line over here also on the face diagonal FT. Okay, so that you label as B. And this body diagonal, we have to label it as C because these two lengths are different, okay. This B length and C length are different. They are not the same. Yes. So now you can begin writing. I'll just explain once again. Okay. And you can start along with me. So in triangle EFD. Okay. So first we are calculating this EFD. Okay. Because to get the relationship, first you need to know that B value. So EFD. So there FD is the hypotenuse. So FD square is equal to EF square plus ED square. Okay. So EF and ED are the two sides of the cube which are equal to each other. So I can write FD is the hypotenuse which we have considered as B. So I can write B square is equal to A square plus A square. Okay. So A square plus A square is equal to 2A square. So B square is equal to 2A square. If you want, you can write in terms of B also. B will be root 2A. Okay, root 2A. So once you got this value, root 2a, now go for this triangle. Okay, this triangle, AFD. This one, AF and then D. Okay, this triangle I'm taking. So in that triangle, this will be your hypotenuse. AF is your hypotenuse. Okay. So AF square is equal to other two will be the sides. So sum of their sides, that is AD square plus FD square. Okay. Then substitute the value. This AF is a different one. Okay, that length is different. So I have considered that as C. So C square is equal to AD is A square, and FD we have considered as B. So B square. Okay, now substitute the value. A square, B square value we got as 2A square. Okay, so that I have put directly here. And C value is where all the atoms are getting occupied. So you can directly also substitute there itself, or you calculate C value and then substitute. Okay, if you want, you can directly substitute here and then continue. C value is equal to 4R, so substitute here. 4R is equal to root 3A. Okay, and then afterwards you will get A value. So A is equal to 4R by root 3. So you got A value. Now cube them and find the volume of the cubic unit cell. So volume of cubic unit cell will be A cube is equal to 4R root 3 the whole cube. Okay, then volume of the sphere. So our first, this part is over. Calculating the volume of the unit cell. Now come to volume of the sphere. So volume of the sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. And number of atoms in body-centered unit cell is 2. So you'll write volume occupied by 2 sphere is equal to 2 into 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, so that comes out as 8 by 3 pi r cube. Once this is over, you will write packing efficiency. Write the formula volume occupied by 2 sphere in the unit cell by the total volume of the unit cell into 100. Okay, then substitute here. So when you do that full calculation, you will see that your percentage comes out as around 68. You can calculate that and check. Okay, so here with this you understand that around 68% in body centered is occupied. This is occupied, and around 32% which is there, that's occupied by the void. Okay, which is getting wasted in the form of void.